All of us think oats are heart healthy and is good for diabetic. But is it really so? Oats are really heart healthy and is it good for diabetics? In today's video, we'll discuss about exactly that. As a practicing cardiologist, I bring out contents every week which are practical and which are science based. So if you haven't subscribed to our channel, kindly subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon. In today's video, we are going to discuss about oats, and these are the few topics that we are going to discuss. We would be discussing first what are oats, what are the types of oats which are available, whether all the oats are similar or not, what are the benefits of oats, whether any risks are involved as far as taking oats is concerned, and how does it differ compared to other grains like rice or wheat or millets, and what are the precautions one should take when taking oats. So oats is a grain, is like an rice or wheat. It's also a grain which was not very much prevalent in India, and it is not much cultivated also in India. But recently, because of health awareness, the consumption of oats have increased because we tend to think that oats are healthy for us, and most of the oats which we consume in India are imported from abroad. But there are few states in India where they cultivate oats as well. So what are types of oats? All oats are not similar. There are different types of oats. Although we tend to think all oats are same, but oats are different. There are three different types of oats. One oat is most commonly whatever we consume are instant oats. Second oat is rolled oats, and third type of oats are steel cut oats. So these are the three types of oats which are available. But the most prevalent oats that we consume are instant oats. And oats are used most of the time as a breakfast cereal. Sometimes it is used as a porridge as well. So what are the health benefits of oats? As we know, oats have multiple health benefits. They're rich in fiber, and this fiber keeps us full for a longer period of time. So if we want to decrease our body weight, if you want to reduce our calories, since oats are a rich source of fiber, it keeps us full for longer period of time. Hence, it could be very useful in weight loss. As well as few of the oats, since it's rich in fiber, also helps in decrease in the post-meal sugar level. So it could be beneficial in diabetics also. But as we'll discuss later, not all oats are same. Some oats do raise the blood sugar quite a lot. So those oats you should avoid. On the contrary, there are few oats which do not decrease the blood sugar, do not increase the blood sugar. So those oats are beneficial. So stay with us till the end to understand which type of oats are better for you and which type of oats you should avoid altogether. So as we have discussed, not all the oats are similar, because most of the time oats are being consumed as a diabetic friendly diet which do not increase the blood sugar significantly following a meal. But since there are three different types of oats and they are not same, the glycemic index of these three different type of oats like instant oats, rolled oats and steel cut oats are different. And all of us know glycemic index is a measure of how much sugar increases following a meal. So this basically takes into account after you have consumed some meal, a carbohydrate meal, what is the rapidity of the rise of blood sugar. So glycemic index, higher the glycemic index, the more the rise of blood sugar. The lower the glycemic index, lesser the rise of blood sugar. So glycemic index is divided into high, medium and low. If the glycemic index is more than 70, it is considered high glycemic index. It is between 55 to 70, it is considered moderate glycemic index, and if it is less than 55, it is considered low glycemic index. So our idea is to consume low glycemic index foods so that it doesn't rise the blood sugar that much. So the steel cut oats, which is the least processed of the oats, they do not increase the blood sugar significantly. So they fall into the category of low glycemic index oats. So if you are diabetic, if you want to decrease your blood sugar excursion, or even if you are not diabetic also, because the higher the blood sugar excursion following a meal, even if you are not a diabetic, the chances of health complication increases. So in case of non-diabetics as well, our idea is to not to consume a food which increases the blood sugar significantly. So steel cut oats fits the bill in that case, because steel cut oats do not increase the blood sugar significantly following its ingestion, because it has low glycemic index. The second type of oats is rolled oats. Rolled oats is bit less processed compared to instant oats, and its glycemic index is medium. It's around 55 to 60 in that range. So it raises the blood sugar bit higher compared to steel cut oats. But it is rolled oats are better compared to instant oats. Instant oats are the most prevalent oats which are available in the market, and most of us take oats. Whatever we take, most of the time it is instant oats rather than a rolled oats or steel cut oats. And this instant oats are having high glycemic index. The glycemic index almost to the tune of 80, even it's more than the rice and wheat as well. So instant oats are least processed type of oats, and it increases the blood sugar significantly following its ingestion. So not all oats are same, as we have discussed. Instant oats raises the blood sugar significantly because it is having a high glycemic index. Rolled oats has moderate glycemic index, doesn't raise the sugar that much, while the best is steel cut oats, which has a low glycemic index and doesn't raise the blood sugar significantly at all. As I have depicted on this chart, where the picture shows the glycemic index of all these three oats: instant oats, rolled oats, as well as steel cut oats. The glycemic index varies among these three type of oats. What about the glycemic index of oats in comparison to other grains? We have known that all the oats are not the same. Different oats have different type of glycemic index, and their tendency to raise the sugar are different. Best is steel cuts and the worst is instant oats. But what about the oats when you compare with other grains like rice, like wheat, like corn flour, cornflakes, like dalia, like millets? As I have shown in this chart, when you compare oats, that is instant oats, compare with even rice and wheat, the glycemic index of instant oats are even higher compared to rice. All of us are aware that rice has a higher glycemic index and it raises the blood sugar significantly. So that's why most of the time we tell to limit the rice intake in case of diabetics or those who intend to have a weight loss. But as I have shown in this chart, the instant oats are having even higher glycemic index compared to even rice. Instant oats also is having higher glycemic index in comparison to wheat as well. Only thing which is having a higher glycemic index compared to instant oats is cornflakes. And cornflakes also is a breakfast cereal which we most commonly consume, thinking it is healthy. In fact, cornflakes is one of the breakfast cereal which is having one of the most high glycemic index component. So if you want to have a low glycemic index food, try to avoid instant oats, try to avoid cornflakes. And we have shown in this chart, in comparison to dalia and millets, the instant oats has significantly high glycemic index. Dalia and millets are having quite low glycemic index as compared to instant oats. So all in all, instant oats and cornflakes needs to be avoided, and if you want to take a low glycemic index food, the best choice would be to take a dalia or a millet. Having discussed about the glycemic index component of oats, which is important if you're a diabetic, because in diabetics we need to take a food with a low glycemic index. So if you have to take oats in case of diabetics or in case of weight loss, it's better to take steel cut oats, because steel cut oat will be having a low glycemic index. Avoid instant oats. But what about few dangers which are associated with, or few risks which are associated with oats? One of the dangers or risk associated with oats are the pesticide residue, because during the manufacture of oats, actually they spray the herbicide glyphosate, and this glyphosate is actually quite harmful for human health. It has been shown in various studies that glyphosate can cause various health ailments, including cancer also, in long-term exposure, along with few endocrine problems. So glyphosate as exposure and glyphosate residue in oats are not uncommon. There are few other risks which are involved with oats. One of this is gluten. Although oats, they do not have gluten by themselves in them, but oats, when they're processed, when they're manufactured, and manufacturing unit, they tend to have a cross contamination, because manufacturing unit usually, they not only manufacture oats, they also manufacture other gluten containing substances like wheat or barley or rye. So there are chances of cross contamination. So although oats are gluten free, but there are chances of cross contamination of gluten from other substances during the process of manufacturing. And those of us are gluten sensitive, they need to avoid gluten in any form, because gluten can cause various health ailments. Another problem with the oat is that although the oats do not contain gluten, but they contain avenine. Avenine is also type of protein like a gluten, and some of us are hypersensitive to avenine, and this exposure to avenine in oats can lead on to various bodily ailments or symptoms like indigestion, bloating, dyspepsia, or fatigue. So if you experience all this bloating or indigestion or dyspepsia, increased acidity formation after taking an oats, probably you are sensitive to oats protein avenine, and you need to consult with your doctor and probably need to avoid taking oats altogether. So these are the risks involved with the oats. So oats, commonly they get cross contaminated with the gluten, and quite a few of us are gluten sensitive, and those who are of us are having gluten sensitivity, they tend to have physical manifestation like indigestion, dyspepsia, bloating with oats intake. And as well as oats contain avenine. Avenine also can cause hypersensitivity in various individuals. Another problem with the oats, as we have discussed, is the pesticide. Especially the dangerous among them is glyphosate. And glyphosate has been found in most of the oats sample. Actually, there was a study abroad, especially in the US, where they have found up to 95% of the oats, including reputed brands, also have a significant amount of glyphosate in their oat samples. And this glyphosate can be carcinogenic also. So, whenever you are choosing oats, it's better to choose an organic oats, because organic oats won't have the glyphosate as well as other pesticides. So it's better to choose an organic oats compared to a non-organic oats, and better to choose from a reputed brand compared to a non-reputed brand. As well as whenever you are choosing oats, it's better to choose from a bigger stores, like you can choose from Amazon or other bigger merchandises compared to taking it from a small retail outlets, because small retail outlets usually do not have brand certification, and most of the oats which are imported in India are actually from a country where they use glyphosate quite a lot. And in India, usually those regulatory bodies where they check the glyphosate content in the oats are not that strong. So whenever you're choosing oats, choose organic oats, choose gluten-free oats, choose oats which are steel cuts and not instant oats, and look for certification whether they have certified organic oats or not, and choose reputed brands. And there are few reputed brands in India which you can choose from, although these reputed brands and those who are organic will be a bit costly, but your health should take the priority. So you can choose the reputed brands like Organic Tattva or True Elements. All those brands will have a certification regarding the pesticide free, glyphosate free and organic. So what are the precautions all in all we need to take while choosing oats are concerned? First of all, you have to choose wisely. You have to choose the steel cut oats rather than choosing an instant oats, because instant oats, as we have discussed, raises the blood sugar significantly, even more than rice. So choose steel cut oats rather than choosing an instant oats. You have to prepare also properly, especially if you soak the oats overnight and take it in the next morning. The benefit of oats increases significantly. The glycemic index falls. The anti-nutrients like phytates, there are few anti-nutrients which are present in the oats which are known as phytates, and these phytates in the oats prevents the absorption of like iron, zinc, calcium. So if you can remove these phytates by soaking the oats overnight, which will increase the nutrient absorption. So overnight soaked oat is a good option. And check for purity, check whether it is an organic or not, because you should always check, you should always go for organic variety, you should go for an gluten-free variety as well. And whenever you are making oats, do not top it with sweetener, rather use a salty savory oats, like you can make as khichdi, as a porridge, we can mix with various nuts and seeds or vegetables and take as a savory dish rather than a sweet dish. So as we have discussed, overnight soaked oats has multiple benefits because it helps in the proper digestion, and it removes the phytic acid which is present in the oats, and removal of the phytic acid helps in the absorption of various nutrients, as well as it lowers the glycemic index. And if you soak the oats overnight, the preparation also becomes easy. The following morning you need not do much, you can just take the soaked oats which was kept in the fridge and you can take as such. So these are all the benefits of having a overnight soaked oats. So what are the key takeaways all in all as far as the oats are concerned. Oats are healthy because it contains lots of fiber, which helps in the weight loss. It also decreases the blood sugar, but not all oats are same. Instant oats rather increases the blood sugar more than the white rice. So if you are a diabetic, if you want to reduce the blood sugar, if you want to reduce your body weight, go for steel cut oats or rolled oats as compared to instant oats. And you should keep the oats overnight soaked, because overnight soaking will help in the proper digestion and absorption, decreases the glycemic index further, and removes the phytic acid component. You should always go for gluten-free oats which are certified, as well as go for reputed brands rather than going for a local store, and look for the organic variety, because non-organic oats which are common in India have lots of pesticide residues and glyphosate. So go for certified organic oats. So if you like our content, kindly subscribe to our channel, and if you like our video, you can see our video regarding the millets as well. Thank you all for your patient care.